Well, good Thursday morning, everybody. It is April 22nd, and we have got a lot going on today. We're starting off with the daily devotion here. Then we also have the soup supper, or not soup supper, the meatloaf dinner going on tonight. And I think that's from 4:30 to 7, double checking my time on the calendar. So that's going on tonight, and that is a dine-in. So if you want to come and eat here at the church, you're welcome. Or if you want the meal delivered, or if you want to do pickup, come on up to, or either call the church for delivery, or come on up and we can bring one out to you too. So that's going on tonight. It's a free will offering for meatloaf dinner. Then at 5 to 5:15, excuse me, we do have drive-through communion tonight, and that would be on the south side of the church. And then at 7, I'll be back to post up a video for you all to watch of a hymn or a song or something tonight. I haven't picked it out yet. So this morning we are going to continue on through the book of Acts, through the 12th chapter. Can't talk again. The 12th chapter of Acts. We're not going to quite finish the 12th chapter today. We're just going to take a fairly short snippet. We're looking at verses 12 to 19 today. And if you remember, we left off with Peter having been arrested, and James was killed the day before yesterday. Then Peter was arrested and was going to be executed in the morning, and God came and got him out. Sent an angel to release him, and got him past all these guards. 4 squadrons of guards were there watching him, and miraculously delivered Peter back to his freedom. So Peter is now going to carry on from there, and that's where we pick up. Excuse me. All right, so let's look here. Acts 12 to 19. As soon as he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, whose other name was Mark, where many had gathered and were praying. When he knocked at the outer gate, a maid named Rhoda came to answer. On recognizing Peter's voice, she was so overjoyed that instead of opening the gate, she ran in and announced that Peter was standing at the gate. They said to her, "You are out of your mind." But she insisted that it was so. They said, "It is his angel." Meanwhile, Peter continued knocking, and when they opened the gate, they saw him and were amazed. He motioned to them with his hand to be silent, and described for them how the Lord had brought him out of the prison. Then he added, "Tell this to James and the believers." Then he left and went to another place. When morning came, there was no small commotion among the soldiers over what had become of Peter. When Herod had searched for him, he could not find him. He examined the guards and ordered them to be put to death. Then he went down from Judea to Caesarea and stayed there. Okay, first of all, at the end, that just shows you the penalty of incompetence in that day and age amongst the Roman soldiers. They were put to death because they had allowed Peter to escape. And of course, that wasn't necessarily their fault, because the angel came and supernaturally brought him out. But nonetheless, that shows you how ruthless the Roman soldiers were for ineptitude. If you were inept, if you failed your mission, you oftentimes were put to death. So, not a good thing. I like this bit of scripture. I liked yesterday's scripture. It shows, we talked about Peter realizing that he wasn't in a dream and all of that, and excuse me. I like the humanity that's revealed yesterday, and especially today. This is just a wonderful, wonderful scene. We tend to put the people in the Bible up on a pedestal, and we try to think of the apostles and everybody as just something super grand and so much wiser and less silly than we are. But I think this verse here with Rhoda going and answering the door and not opening the door and rushing back in and just that human emotion, it just shows. And the others are, "Oh, you're crazy. It's his ghost." As if that's any less of a mysterious phenomenon than him having escaped. So it's just, it really puts on display how real these people are. And of course, Peter tells him to be quiet and tells him about all this, the miracle that had happened with the angel and what he believed it to be a vision, but it was real. And so then he says to take this to James and the believers, and then he leaves and he goes off to another place to hide, because guess what? Herod's not going to just let him walk away and not come after him again. So he's going to have to lay low, as they say, for a bit of time. So that's what I've got out of this little bit of snippet today, because I just wanted to kind of isolate it because of that fact that it just shows these people to be so genuine. They aren't above being, making silly thoughts or having silly thoughts, and being silly, where you can just see that whole, it's almost like a comedy skit where he's knocking at the door and she rushes out to tell him, and he's still knocking at the door, and nobody's answering her, and they're arguing, oh, we can't be him, you're crazy. Meanwhile, he's continuing to knock at the door. You could just see that as a kind of a vaudeville act or something kind of a thing almost. So that's what we have today. Don't forget, we've got all kinds of stuff going on today. It's a busy day. Don't miss out on the meatloaf dinner tonight if you're here in Lake City area. If you can't come to the church, if you're in Lake City, we can deliver. So call up to the church office, okay? 464-3200 or 3290, either one will work. During the day, 3290 would be best. But tonight, during the meatloaf dinner, 3200 would be best because that rings in the kitchen. So with that, I'm going to let you go. Have a blessed day, and please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.